Welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on this channel is time for adult collectors and not children. And today, guys, I am super excited because today we are taking a look at the brand new Hot Toys Zack Snyder's Justice League 2-pack Knightmare Batman and Black Suit Superman. If you do enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Jumping right on into this review, guys. So this set right here was intended to be my first ever Hot Toys purchase. However, with all new Hot Toys announcements, it was just a pre-order for the longest time up until recently when it started hitting people's doorsteps. And obviously, if you've been a follower of the channel, you'll know I have picked up a few Hot Toys since. And so yeah, I recently took a trip to Frankenson's, which is a very, very dangerous and extreme sport for me. You know, it's like, can I go in and not spend, over $400? And I definitely lost the game this time around. But I also won the game because I picked up this 2-pack. I could not believe the price I was able to pay for it. I paid $478, which is really low considering on Sideshow's website it is for $520 plus shipping and tax. So I could not pass up this deal. So I went ahead and picked this up, and as you guys can see, this is a massive set. The bases alone are pretty massive. You guys are for the first time actually seeing the sides of my new studio, which I actually bought so I can do these reviews so you wouldn't be able to see the size of my studio. However, this 2-pack is just gigantic because we will take a closer look at the bases, but I do want to point out that they do connect and kind of interlock, make the landing platform of the Justice League ship. So yeah, guys, this set is massive, and I also know that on this new studio and everything, I usually have the figures on a rotating turntable. However, I only have one, and obviously there's two of these guys, so when we do go ahead and take a look at their individual accessories and how they are individually, I'll go ahead and put them on the rotating turntable. But for now, I wanted to start the video with these two, just so you guys can see just how amazing these guys are. Now, there are people that say, there's a lot of inaccuracies and blah, blah, blah. But for me, this is the piece de resistance in my collection now. These two guys stand out so much. And that's considering they're right next to shiny Jango Fett and a 501st Trooper. So yeah, with that being said, guys, why don't we go ahead and take a look at my man Batman first. So with that being said, let's go ahead and put him on the turntable and take a look at all his accessories. Alright, guys, so here we have Batman on the rotating turntable. I decided to leave Soups in the background just because, well, I didn't really have anywhere else to put him in my studio. Currently, it's kind of full in this garage, so I decided to just let him chill in the background. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at all the great stuff that does come in this 2-pack for the Dark Knight himself. So obviously he is wearing a few accessories, which we will take a closer look at once we do pull him off the rotating turntable. But starting off with his extra hands, he doesn't come with as many as I would prefer and like, I'll have to admit. Mainly a regular C-grip hand, at least for his left hand, would have been nice. But you do get a pair of fisted hands in box, and they are very well nicely done and detailed with the wraps around the wrist and everything. So the wrist do get wrapped up all the way up to the gauntlets, but as you see, it does continue on down to the hands, and so they do put that on all the extra hands that you do get. You do get a right and left open hand right here, so this is kind of like an open relaxed hand. Look at all the great detailing in that glove right there. Once again, you do get those wraps. You can see some nice padding in the knuckles right there, so his knuckles don't break and bust. But yeah, guys, I really wish they would have included a C-grip hand, at least for his left hand, because currently he's using his left-handed open relaxed hand to hold that gun, and it works, but I wish, like I said, there was a C-grip hand, that just would make it 10 times better, because, it's just a hand that's specifically meant to grip things like that anyways, so it just works out all the better. You do also get this very small C-grip hand, so this is definitely not for the barrel of the gun. This looks like it's more intended for a batarang. However, he does not come with any batarangs included. So I really don't know what you're supposed to use this hand for. They do include some extra pegs as always, just in case. And that is it in terms of the extra hands, guys. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at the alternate face plates that Batman does come with. So with Superman, you get a whole complete different head sculpt. However, with Batman, they get to cheat a bit since he just wears a cowl, and you can really display a lot of different expressions just based on how his mouth is displayed. So they go ahead and give you 2 different extra faceplates for Batman. So as you see, he is wearing his neutral face right there, which he does come in package with. You do also get the more iconic screaming Batflick face right there, which is very well nicely done in detail. You can see his little mole right there, all the nice 5 o'clock shadow and everything, super nicely well done. And we do also get kind of a more slightly open mouth Batman faceplate, as we've come to know Batflick to utilize. I feel like the Batman actors do this because it's just a little hard to breathe through the nose piece of the costume or of the cowl. So I feel like it kind of just forces them to breathe through their mouth, because I feel like Christian Bale had the same thing when he was playing Batman. He always had his mouth slightly open, and that's probably because he was trying to get some air. So you do get 2 scarves with Batman, 1 in package and 1 extra one right here. It does have a wire at the top, so it will hold its shape, which is super cool. And of course you do get his weapons. So the first one being his sidearm right here, which I did take out of his sidearm holster, but it's very well nicely done in detail. You can see all the nice ridging and the screws in there and everything. The slide does not go back. The magazine, no, the magazine does not release. So no fancy features for this one, but it does look really well nicely done and detailed. So that's pretty much all the extra accessories that we do get with Batman besides what he does currently have on him. So why don't we go ahead and pull him off the turntable and take a closer look. Alright guys, so here we have Batman all nice and close to the camera. And as you can see, there is some amazing detailing going on here. First off, you do also get a pair of goggles with him, since he is in the apocalyptic desert fighting Black Suit Superman. Next up, let's go ahead and take a look at, I guess, his gun, since he went ahead and just gave it up so easily. So let's go ahead and stand Batman up right here, so that way we can take a closer look. So you do also get a right-handed trigger finger hand with Batman. Sorry, I forgot to mention that while we were taking a look at his hands. But this is the gun that he does carry around in the Knightmare. So as you can see, we do have the Joker card right here. Although if this is technically based off of Justice League, he does barely get this card at the end in the epilogue, and he has not yet put it on his gun, but I do prefer it on his gun because it's a nice little detail, which he did already have on in Batman vs. Superman. And I don't have the original Knightmare Batman Hot Toys because I just got into this, but he is a major improvement on that one. I have seen reviews on that one. The color of the coat is way closer to what it is in the movies now. The bat emblem sits a little lower on his chest, so it does, you can actually see it a little bit better, opposed to the other one where it's way up on his chest and his cowl is, blocking it, let alone the scarf. Here, even with the scarf around his cowl, you can still see the symbol itself. So taking a look at the gun, it is very well nicely done and detailed. You get this nice little bandana, this pleather strap, which of course is worrisome. The stock does bend back if you wanted to, and the magazine is removable. Unfortunately, they are not Mezco, so they did not include the little bullet inside the magazine. But like I said, it is a magazine that removes and everything, so that's a plus. So like I said, very well nicely done and detailed. However, I'm not sure if it was supposed to be attached here or via this right here, and they just fucked up. And I just realized this front sight actually moves up and down as well. Super cool. So yeah, that is his weapon. And the last thing that he does come with are these binoculars. Once again, pleather strap, very worrisome, but very well nicely done and detailed binoculars. I actually have a pair of binoculars that look like this. Oh, I just noticed that kind of has like a shatter right there. That's pretty cool. Obviously, it makes sense, apocalypse and everything. So yeah, guys, that is all the accessories that Batman does come with. So why don't we go ahead and just take a closer look at him. But first, let me go ahead and reattach his hand. So there we go. Let's go ahead and strain them all out. Whoops, there goes his hand. Let's go ahead and try and reattach that once again. I will say with these gauntlets, his hands don't stay on the best when you try to move them around too much. But I have heard that they've improved it since the initial release of the Knightmare Batman, so that's good. But yeah, This coat is not pleather, thankfully. That's a really good thing because it's not going to deteriorate, but it is a nice soft plasticky polyester coat, I guess you would say, and it does mimic the qualities of leather pretty well, at least well enough for a figure. So taking a look at the back of the trench coat, you even get that split right there. That is accurate to the movie. You do get some wiring all throughout the lining of the overcoat right here, so that's pretty damn cool. The gauntlets are very well nicely done in detail. Like I said, you get the wraps all the way from the top of the forearm or mid forearm to the hands right there. The bat symbol itself, like I said, is larger on this version opposed to the 1.0 BVS version. And you do also get a nice bat belt right there. The pants are very well nicely done, detailed and tailored. Looking at his side holster right here, it's very well nicely done. I just realized I actually do also have the Beast Kingdom version of this figure. I don't have the Mezco one as they want $300 to $350 for that version, and I paid $478 for these two guys. So yeah, there's no way in hell I'm paying that for the Mezco version when I can get two Hot Toys essentially for about $115 more. But anyways, guys, yeah, all in all, a fantastic Batman. I absolutely love it. I knew I had to have these two in my collection the second they announced them. However, like I said, they were pre-orders, so I had to wait, and I did pick up some other Hot Toys along the way. Before we take a look at his articulation, though, why don't we go ahead and take a closer look at his base, which is ever so slightly different than Superman's, only because he comes with a crotch grabber instead of a flight stand for obvious reasons. But like I said, it is supposed to be mimicking the landing gear or landing platform of the Justice League's ship, which is really cool. You can see a lot of great detailing. It says right there, Justice League, Batman, Knightmare. Like I said, though, the only thing is they are pretty fucking big. So they do take up quite a lot of space in your collection and everything, so just be aware of that. Obviously, you don't have to display them with the stands. There's always the option to display them without them. But if you aren't displaying them in a DTOF like me, which I am looking for a DTOF, don't worry. I would highly recommend using the stands just in case. That way, you know, you're protected. If something bumps into your collection shelf or something, you know, they're a little more stable and sturdy than they would be otherwise if they were just standless. But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at this guy's articulation. He can look all the way to the right, all the way to the left. The only thing is his cowl will go with him. The whole thing, it looks like. In terms of looking down, he doesn't really look down. Looking up, he'll look up pretty significantly though, just not down. But when he does look up, just be aware you do get a big old gap right there, and you can see all the joints and everything inside. Taking a look at his arm articulation, he can go out to a T-pose. He will go forward. Let's see. That far, which is actually really good. He is on a ratchet joint system, which I absolutely love. He does have a slight butterfly joint in there, rotation at the biceps, double hinge elbows, as well as rotation at the wrist, hinging in and out, up and down, whichever way that ball peg is facing. Now, although this is a padded upper body suit, he still gets a little bit of ab crunch down and back. In terms of rotation, he gets a little rotation at the waist as well because he's a little freer since the suit doesn't go all the way down and it does stop right there at the waist. So taking a look at his leg articulation, he does have a slight thigh swivel. In terms of kicking out, he will not kick out very far at all because of these pants, but that's okay. He's not doing too many kicks outward anyways. In terms of kicking forward, only that much. In terms of kicking back, ever so slightly, but he does come with double hinge knees, which is nice, but they do stop right around there. Taking a look at his ankles, they will go down that far, they will go up that far, and they do come with a ball rocker hinge. So yeah, guys, all in all, like, man, like I said, this was intended to be my first ever Hot Toys purchase, and I could not be happier if it was. You know, this would have been an amazing set to buy as my first purchase, but as you all know, I couldn't wait, and I went ahead and picked up the Death Watch, and it just snowballed from there. So with that being said, guys, why don't we go ahead and move on to Superman. Really fast before we move on into Superman's accessories and everything, I do want to point out that we do also get this little tool included in order to switch out Batman's multiple faceplates. So I just wanted to point that out really quick. So with that being said, guys, now let's go ahead and take a look at everything that we do get with Superman. Now, with him, we don't really get too many accessories besides some extra hands and an extra head sculpt. So why don't we go ahead and start off with his fisted hand hands, which he is currently using. As you can see, he does also get a pair of Superman flight hands, the ones where he, holds up while he's flying through the air. You do also get a pair of action grabbing, reaching hands. It looks like, he's reaching out for something, trying to grab, for something or whatnot, or kind of just put his hand out to, like, put his hand on your chest and then push real quick. You do also get a pair of relaxed hands. So you do get some decent pairs of hands with this Superman, but no real other accessories. You do also get a pair of extra wrist pegs as well. And now let's go ahead and take a look at his alternate head sculpt. So this is the alternate head sculpt, and it does have light up function. So you do also get 3 little batteries included. I have not put them in yet, as you can see, but yeah, taking a look at this head sculpt, I mean, the likeness, it's about 75% there in my opinion, but it's still a really cool one because you get to see all the veins around his eyes, and it looks like the eyes are following you, but I think that's just the ring light reflecting in the eyes. It does look a little cheesy, I'll have to admit. Maybe when it's lit up it looks a little bit better. I think I'm going to stick to displaying my Superman with the current neutral head that he does currently have on, because it does have a really good likeness to Henry Cavill. It's not the best. The nose especially, the nose needs to be shrunken down a bit, I think, but I think it's closer to the 95% likeness than it is to the 75% that alternate head sculpt is. So with that being said, guys, why don't we go ahead and pull Superman off the rotating turntable and take a closer look. Alright guys, so here we have Superman all pulled forward. However, we are going to go ahead and take a look at his stand-in base before we take a closer look at him. So it is the same thing as the Batman one. You do get that landing platform. However, the difference being you do get a flight stand with Superman for obvious reasons versus, not getting one with, Batman, since, he can't fly. So yeah, guys, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and take a closer look at this guy. Now, obviously, his suit is not as complex and elaborate as Batman's. However, it is fucking beautiful. I know the figure looks wet, but it definitely is not. It is just a beautiful glossy shine and sheen on it. Very well, nicely done. The silver S symbol right here contrasts very nicely against the black. You get this nice detailing in the suit, which is just phenomenal. You see the lines right here, which I absolutely love. The Man of Steel Superman suit. I don't get where the hate comes from. I love Henry Cavill as Superman. I love Man of Steel. This is just phenomenal. The cape is wired, however, it is a bit of a weak wire, so it doesn't really hold its shape or hold it up too well. I would look into doing a custom, but I would not want to fuck with a hot toy like that. Personally, I am not that deep into this line just yet. So like I said, the head sculpt is pretty close to Henry Cavill. I say maybe 95% there, not quite. Mainly the nose, in my opinion. I think it's the nose that's just a little too oversized. But other than that, there's not too much to look at in this suit, since it is basically the same thing all around, but it is very well nicely done. Like I said, super shiny, glossy. It just looks amazing in my opinion. This has to be my favorite Superman in my collection now. It is my only 1/6 scale Superman, but I mean, look at it. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at this guy's articulation. Now, one thing that the instructions did specify is if you have this figure, if you're going to rotate his head, make sure to move his head up and then rotate, because they said if you move it down and then rotate, you will scratch the neck paint right here. So up and rotate to the left all the way, up and rotate to the right all the way. He will look down. Don't want to push it too far and scrape that far. He will look up that far, which, oh, actually he gets a little more, but oh, it actually looks really good like that. Okay, so you do get some pretty decent head movement right there. Some pretty decent head tilt left and right there. His arms will go out to just under a T-pose, I guess, right there. His arms will go forward. Be super careful with this that far. If you want to move it backwards, just little increments, move it backwards that far. He does come with a bicep swivel, a slight butterfly joint in there, which I wish would have been a little bit better, so you can move his shoulders back just a bit more to get that real nice Superman stance. But it is what it is. Taking a look at his elbows, they are double jointed, but they kind of stop right there because of his massive bicep and forearm. Taking a look at his wrists, they do rotate as well as hinge up and down, in and out, whichever way you have that ball peg facing. Taking a look at his abs, he can crunch down quite a bit. He will go back just so much, just a bit. Taking a look at his leg articulation, he does have a thigh swivel up top. He will only kick out that far because of the spandex. I am not going to push it any further than that, guys. His leg will go forward that far, back that far. Double hinge knees, I believe, yes. And they go all the way like that, but I am going to quickly remove him from that position only because I do not want to keep the suit in that position. His ankles will go down that far, up that far, and of course a ball rocker hinge. But it's kind of hard to utilize only because it's not a split boot thing. It's, you know, all one piece with this suit. So yeah, guys, that wraps it up for this guy's articulation. All right, guys, so that has been my review of the brand new Hot Toys Zack Snyder's Justice League 2-pack Knightmare Batman and Black Suit Superman. And if you've made it this far in the video, guys, go ahead and type down in the comments below Knightmare. That way I know you've made it this far and you're enjoying the content. If you can and want to support the channel, please check out my Patreon link down below in the description. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some really cool pics that I took of these two. If you do enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a great fucking day.